Many kids are out for the summer break and the rest will be out soon. So today we want to talk about how parents can take a proactive approach in limiting summer screen time. Joining us with some great advice is Dr. Willough Jenkins, psychiatrist at Rady Children's Hospital. Dr. Jenkins, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's begin with the screen time for teenagers and sometimes even as adults. It can be very addictive. So what is the first step that parents can take at the start of summer right now to make sure that the kids are on track?
I think being really proactive and sitting down and talking to your teen directly about what their plans are for the summer. And the best is if you can have them set a goal, like what do you want to accomplish this summer? And then come up with a structure with them, involve them in it. No teen likes to be told what to do.
Right.
So have them help you come up with a plan. Start off strong.
I like that. Have them help you. Ask them what their plan is instead of you telling them. I like that idea.
Yes.
All right, so how can parents create a realistic structure in guiding them? Because they may say like, oh, my plan is to wake up at noon every day. And that, you know, what if their plan isn't actually like the ideal plan? How can you kind of mold that into something that's gonna work?
Well, I think one thing is most teens don't actually want to spend all day on their phone. So if you say like before screen time, there's 3 things I'd like you to do. Get some physical activity.
Okay.
Some in-person connection. I mean, a call to grandma would count, but even going to the store, buying a drink, seeing a friend, and then doing something productive or creative, maybe working on that resume for a job, maybe learning to play the guitar and practicing, getting that done first, and then, yeah, go to it on the screens, but let's get those things done first in your day.
I love that concrete advice, and sometimes I know putting up, like on the calendar, on a whiteboard, 3 things I want to do before I can, you know, escape to my screen time. I love that advice. Now, teenagers aren't always self-motivated. I know I have 19-year-olds. And even as legal adults, sometimes I feel like they're still 14.
I know.
So how do we help our teenagers follow through with those 3 steps, let's say?
Yeah, well, with that too, if you can have them create an overarching goal for the summer, like this summer I want to learn to play guitar, let's use that example. And then you can have them break that down into certain steps. Like, well, what do you need to do? And maybe, yeah, you put up a sign up on the fridge with like goals that they're doing and you mark it off. And then you can hold them accountable by doing weekly check-ins. Like, how are you doing? Did you learn some chords this week? How are you doing towards learning that song that you wanted to play? And really partnering with them, because it's hard to be motivated even for adults.
And that builds a sense of accomplishment too. You know, the same as maybe they could get that dopamine from getting to the next level on their game.
Yes.
They could actually do something concrete that's an accomplishment not attached to their screen.
Exactly, and there's so many amazing things they can do.
I love that. Let's talk about friends. A lot of kids text a lot and they FaceTime, which is a little more interpersonal, but should we limit that digital connection?
No, I don't think we need to limit it. If you can't tell, like my theme here is putting other things in and then that naturally some of the digital time fades.
Perfect.
But I hear a lot of parents say like, oh, my teen's too old for me to be arranging play dates for them. And that's true, but I think parents, we can really create a lot of a culture and an area in our house where like kids can come over and hang out. Tell them I'm ordering pizza, invite a friend over. Hey, that movie you like that's coming out on Netflix, why don't you get a friend over? I can drop you off at the skate park. Like there's lots of ways we can really help motivate for that connection because teens do want to connect with people. They don't just want to be talking on their phone.
And it's beautiful here in San Diego. So even just getting out to do a hike or to go, you know, get outside.
We're so lucky.
We are really lucky. All right, so we talked about friends. Let's talk about family. It's easy for all of us to get sucked into our screens, like on the weekends when parents have time. And I feel like as parents, we need to kind of help set that, you know, today, what do we want to do today? Should we all take a hike at Torrey Pines or, you know, how can we build that family connection this summer?
Exactly, and I think like a lot of us are still working over the summer, right? So our schedules stay the same, but really anchoring the summer with some outings. So whether that's, like you said, planning a beach day, putting it on the calendar, going for a hike, it doesn't have to be stuff that costs money, and it can even be really small, like tonight, let's go get ice cream, or let's go look at the stars. Like you said, there is so much to do here, but if you plan ahead as well, and then it helps break up the monotony the summer can sometimes get into for kids, like they know, okay, well, this is happening, and you create good memories.
I like to play board games and card games with my kids because your hands are busy too, so no one's on their device. And then you kind of talk about some funny things depending on what game you're playing, and so I really enjoy that, especially with the 19-year-olds.
Scrabble's amazing.
Scrabble, right? And you can increase your vocabulary and argue about what's a real word.
Yes.
As we wrap up here, what's your final piece of advice for parents who really want to try and make that an important part of the summer, which limiting screen time and not sounding like a nag, because you don't want to like be nagging.
Yeah, and that doesn't work well. Nagging never really makes anyone do anything. So really collaborating with them and flipping it like, well, what do you want to get done before you use screens? Like using that type of language. And remembering it's not about punishment. It's not about saying kids can't be on screens. It's just about making sure they do the things they need to do to grow, to have confidence, to feel accomplished, and really have a summer they look back on and go, oh, that was so fun. That was a summer I learned to do whatever.
And also, I know as we wrap up here, I mean, it's great to get off the devices, but also it's not good for your neck to be in that position for so long either.
Oh, yeah, or your thumb. Everyone's getting like thumb issues.
Right, I know. So no, I love all the ideas, and I love the concrete 3 steps.
Yeah.
You're always so enlightening. Thanks so much, Dr. Jenkins.
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate it. Carla, back to you.